In 1970, a seemingly ordinary local politician led a scheme to a bizarre transmission device on the site of Newbold Comyn. What was it for? What was his plans? And why did he suddenly disappear? Well, the answer to that all lies out there, deep in space. I'm Professor Daniel Winchester.
Oh my God, we're back again.
Absolutely brilliant at no-hand bike riding, and I've investigated strange and disturbing incidents in all the 6 corners of the British Isles, and sometimes Wharton-on-the-Naze. You may remember my work in exposing the Dogman of Dumbarton, or even read my findings in the case of the Quick-Safe Stigmata and the Solo Conquer of the Trees of Apocalypse. And right now, I'm turning my attention to more mysterious events in the occult history of Leamington Spa. A bizarre invitation by the local political scene by creatures thousands of light years away. This is Sight Now. With all the talk of Roswell in New Mexico and the mysterious Bermuda Triangle in Bermuda, one part of the world has seen more recorded UFO activity than any other in the past 50 years. The West Midlands is by some distance the location of more unexplained encounters than anywhere else in the world. More recently, the case of the Dudley Dorito has been widely observed. But for over 150 years, many more mysterious visitors have been reported in the night skies of the Midlands. Recent examples include the Dorridge Disc, captured in 1999, the Prince Thorpe Platter, reported by several eyewitnesses in 1987, and the Coventry Corona, which caused widespread panic and recorded numbers of calls to the emergency services in the Cold War paranoia of 1992. This is by no means a modern phenomenon. In the years before alliteration became a key part of UFO categorization, there was all manners of incidents that we would now regard as UFO activity. The off-church sky raiders reported by a farmer in 1911 who see it in the wee hours of the morning. Apparently he was nursing one of his sheep. Yeah.
Rape!
As far back as 1830, there are recorded sightings of an aerial phenomenon locally known as the Leamington Lanterns. One of those sightings were recorded by the local vicar, not to his brethren or his brethrens, but his brother. In a letter.
Dear brother, oh brother, I am forced to take quill to ink. Upon my evening perambulations, I observed such a macabre display of airborne devilry that I was forced to grimly clench my loins to avoid soiling my cassock. I confess, I turtle-headed.
Often explained away as atmospheric phenomena, meteorite activity, or even military experiment. All this UFO activity now can be seen as reconnaissance work for a sinister conspiracy of exopolitics, centered on the town of Leamington Spa. A plot seemingly centuries in the making, but foiled by 19-year-old student Nigel Khartoum and a set of 3D glasses. But that came at a high price. It left him addicted to electricity. He's so fucked. Recently classified Ministry of Defence documents that I have obtained and studied very hard show an explosion of UFO sightings and activities in the Warwickshire area during the years of 1965 to 1968, all of which appears to have been linked to an audacious attempt to establish a hidden extraterrestrial outpost in the area. In 1970, when I was born, Ken Benson was the Conservative County Councillor for Leamington North, a position he held since the late 1950s. A retired civil servant and keen train spotter, Benson was a deeply, deeply dull man. A colleague, Lee Stetson, told me over the Nokia 121 phone.
Ken's idea of excitement was putting extra vinegar on his chips. Once he put an entire room of people to sleep, outlining his ideas on alternate concrete services in council car park.
Boring! So, one wonders, not two wonders, one wonders why no one thought it strange that Benson in the early 70s brought forward a proposal for high-tech, large-scale development plans from Japanese corporation Blue Dawn. And the proposals were to build a new communication array on Observation Hill in Newbold Comyn. Despite the jobs and prestige of such a project would bring to the town, there was such a widespread opposition from residents and other councillors that it seemed highly unlikely the proposal would go ahead. But remarkably, in June 1970, the 10 members of the councillors' planning subcommittee, chaired by Ken Benson, collectively voted to approve construction of what was described as a 100-foot tall articulated antennae structure and 12 associated supported structures. Pesky do-gooder and local journalist Anna Jack Land penned an amazing amount of articles calling for more information on Blue Dawn Incorporation. really sticking her nose into where it shouldn't really be, asking more about the installation and where were the minutes of that fateful meeting. In the wee hours of Monday the 20th, 1970, July, more mysterious lights were seen over southern Leamington that way. And later on that day, Anna Jacqueline was reported missing by her husband. So, her husband, the police, and her employers at the local rag put out a public appeal about the missing reporter, and for several days the town was gripped by the drama of her disappearance. That weekend, Anna Jacqueline was found asleep and completely naked in a field near Kenilworth, found by a local farmer, Farmer DB, and he described her as being
incredibly calm and happy, a proper nice bit of crumpet.
And Jacqueline has no recollection of what happened during her disappearance.
Nice.
And after a thorough doctor's examination, she was found to be in perfect health and returned to work immediately. There, she authored a series of articles about how Blue Dawn installation was a great thing for the town of Leamington, and also commended the work of Ken Benson and his colleagues. With the local opposition silenced and all planning obstacles cleared, the construction site was fenced off with work planned to begin in early 1971. That was until the Funny Fun Fair came to town, and something happened so shocking, so disturbing that it was unspoken of, until now. In mid-September 1970, the annual Funny Fun Fair had pitched up at the Pump Room Gardens for the usual week of noisy fun and low-level crime. One of the main attractions was Italian 3D director Zuto Zanzanoff's The Anfields Are Coming for Your Face, where he guaranteed brave viewers could enjoy thrilling experiences of ladders being extended towards them or hoses being unleashed in their direction by wearing a pair of blue and red coloured glasses. Warwick University student Nigel Cartoon was at that show, and something changed his life forever.
It was like this far-out scene, man, and the people freaking out at the 3D experience. It's like, wow! There was this bit where this anvil comes straight towards you. Wow! And then these two girls started tripping. They went straight for the door. As I watched him go, I saw this glowing man thing standing there in front of me. He had these huge eyes and no nose. I took off my glasses and the blue man vanished. And there was a square old guy there instead. I was totally spaced out when I put my glasses back on, and the square old guy turned back into a blue freak. I shouted something out, and my friends turned and they saw him too. Loads of people were pointing and screaming. I took off my glasses and ran after them. It turned out the other one was like this younger chick. They got into a car and they both drove off really quickly.
The young woman that frazzled brain Nigel Cartoon describes fits the description of none other than journalist Anna Jacqueline. And the square-eyed guy, none other than, you got it, Ken Benson. Those who witnessed the strange blue beams were quickly discredited by the authorities, who placed the blame on the LSD-tainted candy floss and the potent new street weed, Whizzy Trip Puff. This generated huge public outcry towards the Funny Fun Fair. Nigel Cartoon didn't believe this though, and has spent years looking for the truth before he spoke to me.
I know what I saw, man. I didn't have any candy floss or Whizzy Trip Puff. They were totally real. They were there, man.
Whatever the fact of the matter is, one thing we do know is that Ken Benson, Anna Jacqueline, and 9 other members of the County Council Planning Committee all disappeared. And they were never seen again. And Blue Dawn Incorporation was found to be a shell of a company. No assets, no headquarters, not a sausage, my sausages. The only tangible lead was the P.O. Box in Kyoto, which has been rented for 100 years and paid in cash. All the contractors set to work on the project have been hired over a phone or via telegram, and have never met anyone from Blue Dawn in person. After the project fell apart, experts who studied the plan said that the design of the antenna was so unique in that it was designed to stay focused on one specific point of the night sky at all times. Only in recent months has it become clear that the coordinates that the structure was intended to track are that of the recent discovered star KIC 8462852, home of the much discussed alien megastructure, and this has had the world of physics and astronomy up in a roar. We can't be sure of what the strange being's plans were, but many researchers in the field of exopolitical intrigue believe that Leamington Spa's antenna was structured to become a beachhead for a broader visitation, perhaps even colonisation. Some even go further, In his groundbreaking work, Shakespeare Was an Alien Spy, Try and Prove Me Wrong, Guess What You Can't, authored by Declan Bung, outlines a century-long conspiracy involving the Bard of Stratford, Queen Victoria, and the Bisto Gravy Company, which proves compelling, if disturbing reading. Could this be the reason why the red and blue 3D glasses were phased out and replaced by the modern version? Even though some independent researchers claim that the particular light waveband created by the red and blue glasses could now reveal strange creatures hidden in plain sight. The new technology that was developed to replace the red and the green glasses was under development exactly when tonight's film was filmed and conceived. So to wrap it up and conclude it, is They Live just another action-packed satire, or is it Reagan's America?
Or you might have to make a speech in your pajamas.
Or is it a warning that other conspirers really do walk amongst us? I'm Professor Daniel Winchester. This is Psyched Out. This is the credits.